Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today on my menu, Polish version of beef stew, goulash. It goes really well with dumplings, and on the end of this video I will attach a link to how to make those dumplings. When I make this goulash, I like to use slow cooker. I want the meat to be cooking for a long time and on the end be so soft that it falls apart. And actually I think this is first time I will be using a slow cooker on my YouTube channel. It is so worth it. The meat is so tender. It really falls apart in your mouth. Polish version of beef stew, goulash. Welcome to my kitchen and thank you for watching. For the beef goulash or stew, I will need an onion, 3 garlic cloves, bell peppers, carrots, celery sticks, mushrooms, about 2 pounds of beef, oil, beef broth, or even chicken broth will work as well. And as far as spices, of course, salt and pepper, bay leaf, peppercorn, and 2 pieces of allspice. I have poured the broth in already, and now I will brown the meat on a pan, so I have this nice crispiness to it. A little bit salt and pepper, that's all I need, and then once browned, I will put it all inside my slow cooker. Okay, I can see it is starting to brown nicely. A few more seconds and this meat will go into slow cooker. And bay leaf. A few pieces of that peppercorn and a couple pieces of allspice. My aunt usually puts more, but for some people those herbs can be overwhelming, so it's better to put less if you're not sure if you like those a lot. Okay, rest of the meat goes in as well. And those 3 garlic cloves. I smash them because once they are pressed down, open a little bit, they give more flavor, the garlic cloves. I have diced small onion and mushrooms. And with mushrooms, I like to cut the ends first, so then I can lay it flat and then slice it half across, and then it's easy to cut it into smaller pieces. And I will saute an onion for a few minutes until it's softer and then put those mushrooms in. And I will use butter instead of oil. Butter works so much better and it gives you nicer flavor. Meat is in the slow cooker and it will take few hours. But I like to prepare my veggies. So once my meat is halfway done, I can add the veggies in then. Onions with some butter. I will put mushrooms in, saute for a few minutes and then set it aside. Okay, mushrooms are in and I like to put some pepper, salt, and some soy sauce. And that is pretty much it as far as those spices. As far as the other vegetables, I have diced the carrots and now bell peppers. I will dice them and celery stick. And those veggies, I don't need to do anything with the carrots. Carrots can go in slow cooker the way they are. But the celery and bell peppers, I like to saute, so I have this little charcoal on them. Olive oil and a little bit of garlic, and that is it. Those will go in about 3 hours before I'm ready to turn the slow cooker off. I don't want to throw them in now for all the 6 hours of cooking because I don't want my veggies to be mushy. Halfway, that will be good enough. Olive oil, and I will put some minced garlic in. Couple minutes until I have this nice charcoal. And those can wait until I'm ready to put those vegetables into slow cooker with the meat. Okay, I can see this nice brownish color, and now time for the garlic. I don't want to put garlic too soon because it can burn easily. I like to put garlic towards the end. It has been 3-4 hours and I have put the carrots in, and I will put the rest of the veggies. Those veggies will cook with the meat. And I have made those dumplings to go with the goulash, and I will attach the video on the end so you know where to go for the recipe for those dumplings. If you, of course, decide to make it with the dumplings. I mean, it goes well with anything, potatoes, rice, roasted veggies. Anything you make, this goulash will go with perfectly. Okay, I will see you in about an hour. So the veggies go in, and so I explain myself. You could have put those veggies same time as the carrots, or even in the beginning, and leave it for 6-7 hours to be cooking. It is a personal preference. I like my veggies still crunchy. I don't want them very, very soft. If you want to go out and leave it for 6-7 hours, go shopping, visit the friends, do whatever you want, and not pay attention to it, you could. Again, it is a personal preference. I do it this way because I don't want my vegetables too mushy. But again, it is up to you. So now I will see you in a couple hours when I need to do the last part, thickening my stew, thickening the sauce. Okay, see you in a little bit. And just by looking at it, I can see the meat is already so tender. It will be falling apart. Beautiful. All those colors. And that amazing smell that I cannot bring through the camera. Okay, now, last stage, last thing to do is to make the sauce thicker. You can see that it's falling apart on my spoon. So tender. And so there is another option for you. You can put a tablespoon of tomato paste if you want it. This time I don't want tomato flavor in it. I have enough veggies, but some people like it, so I'm just giving an option. I have a big pot of it because I'm making it for guests that are coming tomorrow. But the recipe that I'm making is ×2. If I was making it just for the family, I would make half of it. So for half, I would use half a cup of whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of flour, then stir it really well so I don't see any lumps of flour in there. And this is how I would thicken my sauce. But before I do that, it's time to taste it. This is the final step when you check if you need more spices. Garlic, black pepper if you like it more spicy, maybe cayenne pepper, a little bit of soy sauce if you want. I'm using something similar to soy sauce. This is a Polish seasoning. Any European store will have it. Maggi. So it's spelled Maggi, and even German store will have it because I have seen it. This is the time to taste your goulash. So many hours of simmering, all the veggies, everything all together, you will have beautiful flavor. So this is your own personal preference, how spicy you like it. And now, just thicken it up. So after I put this in, it will take a couple minutes and then I can turn it off. This sauce goes so well with those dumplings. Anybody who ever tried it, love them. Okay, couple more minutes and this will be ready. And it is ready to serve, ready to eat. My husband just got back from work and he smelled it before he even came to the kitchen. Smacznego, everyone. and thank you for watching. Hi again. I have decided to put a little clip together for those of you who are wondering why I have this bump on my hand. And when I move my hand, it becomes bigger or smaller, it moves around. This is a ruptured muscle, and I know it's very visible. I have it because I was in a car accident about 5.5 years ago, and I do not remember the accident. I woke up in a hospital a couple days later, and slowly things were coming together. I am very thankful I do not remember it, because I might be afraid of driving, and I feel comfortable driving a car right now. My husband and I, we were just driving on a main street, and someone was coming from a side street, not paying attention to the stop sign, driving pretty fast, straight into our car. The car was damaged, not drivable. I had broken ribs. Some of my backbones were cracked. That was the other thing, the ruptured muscle, and of course bruises. The worst thing though was I was pregnant, 5 months pregnant with my daughter, and at the time in the hospital, my husband was told by the doctors that my chances of survival are about 10%, and for my daughter, probably 0. So that was the worst thing, the stress. The rest of the pregnancy, I had to sleep on that hospital bed in my own house, not laying down, but kind of sitting, and just worried about how the baby's doing, if the baby's going to be okay or not. Even today, with all the technology, nobody can tell you 100% if you're gonna have a healthy baby after something like this or not. But she is. She is just a bunch of energy, crazy little girl. She cannot sit still. She keeps me on my toes. So again, if you wonder why I'm so skinny and I do eat everything I bake, because I run after her. I run after her morning till night. So she gives me all the exercise I need. I don't need any gym. I have gym at home. If I wanted to fix that muscle, I could. The doctor can sew the muscle together, and it will take about 6 to 8 weeks, me being in a cast. So I'll be exchanging my bump for a scar. And for me, this is not worth it. It doesn't hurt me, doesn't bother me. There are more important things in life than, little something like this. And I decided it's okay. I can live with that. But again, I know it's visible, and some of you might wonder, like, what is this? So this is the explanation. That's why I have this bump, and it's gonna stay with me until the day I die. I'm happy I'm alive right now because, like I said, 10% chances of survival, and for my baby 0. I'm thankful I'm alive. I'm pretty healthy. I love the baking. I love the cooking, and I have 2 healthy children. So there's lots to be thankful for. Just wanted to let you know why, and wish you a great day, great weekend, and happy baking. Thank you.